I was looking at my calendar this morning, color coded, perfectly scheduled, every hour accounted for, and I had this sinking feeling. It's the classic human condition, isn't it? We spend so much energy architecting our lives, yet we often feel like we're not actually the ones holding the blueprint.
That is the ultimate paradox. We are obsessed with control. But the material we're looking at today suggests that while the plans of the heart belong to us, the actual outcome, that's rarely in our hands. It's that tension between human strategy and divine sovereignty.
Right, it's the idea that you can map out the perfect road trip, but you don't control the weather or the traffic. The text mentions this fascinating image of casting lots into the lap.
Exactly. In the ancient world, casting lots was like rolling dice to make a decision. It looks completely random. But the wisdom here argues that even in what looks like pure chance, the roll of the dice, there's a higher design at work. It's a humbling check on our ego. We think we see the whole picture, claiming our ways are clean or pure, but there's a higher standard weighing our actual motives.
That part hit me hard. We are so good at justifying ourselves. I'm doing this for the good of the company, or I'm saying this to help you. But deep down, maybe it's pride. And speaking of pride, there's that famous warning everyone knows, even if they've never read the book.
The crash after the ego trip. Pride goes before destruction. It's almost a law of physics in these texts. When you elevate yourself, you become unstable. It actually says it's better to be lowly in spirit and hang out with the poor than to share the loot with the proud. It's framing humility not as weakness, but as a safety mechanism.
Which brings us to the most dangerous weapon we own. Not a gun or a sword, but the tongue. I was struck by how much real estate in this text is dedicated just to speech.
It is terrifying, honestly. The text describes words as having the power of death and life. It's not a metaphor. You can crush someone's spirit or heal their bones just by what comes out of your mouth. There's this vivid imagery of pleasant words being like a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and physically healthy.
But then there's the flip side, the whisper.
The gossip. This is one of the most destructive forces mentioned. It says a whisperer separates close friends. It describes gossip like dainty morsels, tasty little snacks that we swallow, and they go deep into our innermost parts. Once you hear a rumor, you can't unhear it. It poisons how you see a person.
And it's not just malicious gossip, it's also about impulsiveness. There's that line about answering before you even hear the question.
Oh, that is the definition of modern social media. We are so quick to react, to shout, to offer an opinion before we've digested the facts. The text calls that folly and shame. True wisdom is often just silence. In fact, there's a humorous bit there that says even a fool is counted as wise if he just keeps his mouth shut.
I love that. If you don't say anything, nobody knows you don't know what you're talking about. But let's pivot to the home front. There's a stark comparison made about family life and wealth.
It's the dry morsel principle. It says it is better to eat a dry crust of bread in a quiet, peaceful house than to have a house full of feasting and conflict. We often think, if I just make enough money, if I build the high gate and the strong walls, my family will be happy. But the text argues that wealth without emotional peace is just a gilded cage.
It mentions the strong city of the rich man, right?
Yes, but it says that safety is only in his imagination. Money creates an illusion of invincibility. But real security? That comes from character. It comes from relationships, like the friend who sticks closer than a brother. That's a rare commodity.
It seems like the common thread here is that we are terrible judges of value. We value gold over wisdom. We value talking over listening. We value winning the argument over keeping the relationship.
Precisely. We are constantly trading up for things that depreciate. The text asks, why does a fool have money in his hand to buy wisdom when he has no heart for it? You can't buy understanding. You have to cultivate it. And that usually happens through suffering or through the refining pot. Silver needs fire to be pure. Hearts need testing.
That's a tough pill to swallow. Nobody signs up for the refining pot.
No, we don't. But consider the alternative. A life led by impulse, by appetite, where your mouth gets you into trouble and your pride sets you up for a fall. The alternative to wisdom isn't just ignorance, it's destruction. It's the path that seems right to a man, but ends in death.
So if we boil this down, we can't control the future, our money won't save us, and our words are radioactive. What's the takeaway? How do we actually walk this highway of the upright?
I think it comes down to a posture of surrender. You commit your work to a higher power rather than trusting your own cleverness. You slow down your speech. You value a quiet spirit over a loud victory. It's about realizing that gray hair, metaphorically the wisdom of experience and righteousness, is the only crown worth wearing.
It's funny, we spend our youth trying to conquer the world, only to realize the biggest conquest is ruling our own spirit.
Exactly. Better to rule your own temper than to capture a city. That is the ultimate strength.
A powerful place to leave it. We might not be able to capture cities, but maybe we can try keeping our mouths shut a little more today.
A worthy goal for us all. If you have been blessed by this, please like, subscribe, and share this joy with others. God bless.